Out into the foreshore area.
We're seated to
Cape Town International.
Dress code to the dinner room.
The dress code, there's no, you can just dress comfortably. It's an experience, that's just cool.
真好看，一个叫做 Cape Town Table Board Road Table Mountain 下来。
Slopes. Or what you're looking at up on the right now are the northern slopes of Table Mountain. Then on the left are the eastern slopes. On the right are the western slopes. Right in there will be the southern slopes. So the mountains we saw, there was also a bit of cloud. Those were part of the Peninsula Mountains. Next to Signal Hill, that's the stadium which I pointed out.
他这里说的呢，南非呢是开普敦是南非的立法首都。 它也是南非最早的一个殖民地。这里的话呢，它就是很有那种欧洲风格的城市啊，濒临海边。一会儿我们可能就会看它这个市区，应该有很多维多利亚时代的那种教堂啊、建筑。它呢跟我们想象那种很蛮荒的那个非洲完全呢相去甚远。这里感觉还是蛮舒适、蛮漂亮的海滨城市。它主要呢有几大部分，一个就说是它势力这个 mainland 的。 那么另外的话呢，就是 Cape Town 的 Peninsula 半岛，那还有就说是一个 Robben Island 这个的话，我们争取有时间的话就去看一下。
Yellow building with a green door. That's one of the old buildings. It is now a museum, which is Boka Museum. It was one of the first buildings to be built in this area by John.
在波卡普的这个马来区了这块。 很有颜色很丰富的一个地区。
So when the slaves got here, of course, the slaves' wives, they became cooks in Dutch kitchens. That is when they introduced their own flavors. That is why today we've got.
这块的食品的话是 Cape Malay， 它的那 cuisine 很接近印度饭，但是呢又没有印度饭那么辣。
Freely, no one really takes offense. If you say colored, black, white, we don't really take offense in South Africa. If you look on the right, you'll see cobblestone streets. Cobblestone streets from the old days. So part of the Boka area is now. There was a big protest because most people living here they inherited these properties from their forefathers. So there was a big protest. They signed petitions and they managed to get part of the area being proclaimed national heritage. So they cannot change or rebuild or do anything. So it was a victory for the people that have lived here for many years, because you can imagine if they were to upgrade it, many people would be driven out. And in July they moved to Pretoria. On our right hand side are this is a provincial parliament. Provincial legislature, the building on our right hand side. It's like the provincial parliament of the Western Cape province. Straight ahead, that is Slave Lodge. On our right hand side, Archbishop Desmond Tutu's church, Cathedral Church on our right hand side. That's a seat of all the Cape Town archbishops. And behind the trees on our right hand side, as we pass, you'll see the red and white structures. Those are the House of Parliament. And you see this is called an arch for an arch. You see these columns here? It's called an arch for an arch. It was to honor Archbishop Desmond Tutu. So the building on our right hand side, Slave Lodge, it is the second oldest colonial building in the country. It was built in 1679 by the Dutch. So in this site is where they housed slaves for quite a few times. It is now a museum. The tree is no longer there, it's just a sort of a block. And we'll be now crossing Parliament Street. The street we're crossing, Parliament Street. 2022, we woke up, I think it was on the 2nd of January when we woke up in the news that the Parliament was on fire. So they recently started to rebuild it now, this year. And the street you're turning left onto now is Buitenkant Street. Buitenkant meaning the outside street. So the white building on our right hand side is an old granary It's now Desmond and Leah Tutu House. So they've got an exhibition which is called Truth to Power. Archbishop Desmond Tutu, he commissioned the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, which was introduced in South Africa in 1996. As you turn left, on the right, see the stone building. That is the Cape of Good Hope Castle. Slightly behind our right hand shoulder now. It is the oldest colonial building in the country. It was built by the Dutch in 1666. And coming up on our left hand side is an old city hall of Cape Town. So, ladies and gentlemen, Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in Cape Town, in prisons, 3 prisons. And upon his release from prison, he delivered his speech from the balcony of the building on our left hand side, which is an old city hall of Cape Town. 5, he also 94, I beg your pardon, he addressed Cape Townians standing on this building. So the building on the left, the old city hall, it was built in
1899 年建的，有一些老的建筑，是不是 Grand Central？ 是不是火车站？周边的那个小菜市场很欧式。
旅行过那么多国家嘛，现在有时候倒反而感觉年纪大了，有的时候跟一些大巴团真是很舒服。
On our right hand side is the Cape Town station. It's the railway station.
看上就可以了。
Or the metro rail, which goes to the different suburbs, the local train.
这是它当地的火车。
So, where we are, ladies and gentlemen, this is 50 meters behind us to where the ocean is today, from Strand Street.
城市中心的喷泉。
And as we pass this roundabout, on our right hand side are the 2 statues coming up. The first one is of Jan van Riebeeck. Parallel to it on the right is of the wife Maria de la Qualerie. So Jan van Riebeeck was a young marine doctor sent by the Dutch East India Company in 1652. On our right hand side is the monument. The monument on the right is in remembrance of the First World War, Second World War, and the Korean Wars. And each and every year on that monument, on the 11th of November at 11 o'clock, there is of a man over there. That's Bartholomew Diaz. So the Dutch were the first Europeans to settle in the Cape, but Portuguese sailed around our waters before. It was in 1488 when Bartholomew Diaz sailed around the Cape in search of a sea route to the east.
05年就是说对外开放的 Convention Center 会议中心。
And her second eldest son, Alfred. So that's why it's called Victoria and Alfred. Alfred came down to the Cape in 1860 and he laid the first cornerstone for the building in other parts of the world. If you look on the right, you can see Cape Town Cruise Terminal. Can you see it across there? Up on the right, that's where cruise ships come in.
那块是那个
Red cruise ships every
cruise
year
ship terminal
from about
做 cruise 的地方。
October, maybe to March, April.
修理的车。
The old silos into a hotel. So it is a silo hotel, but also on the bottom here is Zaid Smoker. Zaid Smoker, it is an African contemporary art museum.
这块有一个 art museum， 也特别好，很难得。那我们就提前订好票在网上，然后就先跟着它。有一件那个 water font， 傻逼，叫是 Monsky 那个珠宝museum， 简历假的，不可能这么大。这是它那个钻石博物馆。哦，这不是那伊丽莎白泰勒那个钻石，就是这颗吧，最大的那个。最后离婚的时候还切割了一下，跟她那个离婚的丈夫。这是那个钻石博物馆。
Yeah, feel free to take photos, take videos. My name is Imran. I just need to tell you a little bit about Chemansky, what's different about most jewelry stores that you go to. South Africa, very controlled with regards to diamonds. you need a that leaves on your finger, or your neck, or your ear. And that's very different to a lot of jewelry stores around the world. He started in 1991. He can cut and polish diamonds. I'm speaking of Mr. Shemansky himself. He learned to cut and polish in Japan. And we only now have about 3 stores in the entire world.
现在是在那个 Shemansky Jewelry 街，刚才我们那带的很好，因为 online 去那 Robin 岛那个票都卖完了，然后他给我们亲自到那儿问，收集看谁去哈，然后他呢一会儿就给我们买票一块儿。
Oppenheimer School of Diamond Cutting in Johannesburg. That last 3 steps of the diamond, well, we call it the brillianteering phase. I'll show you there are 9 phases of diamond cutting and polishing. It's not automated or AI till this day. You need somebody that's got skills, went through that process, that probably practiced in a cubic zirconia for a couple of years before you can even touch a diamond. Alright, so today I saw a couple of diamond cutters, they're working overtime. They don't normally work on a weekend, but today you'll get to see them. Right? You're walking around. Alright, so it's from Cape Town on your way to Johannesburg. See, in 1867, a 15-year-old boy in the rock sorted out on a sorting table. Today it is round, but it's not that brilliant. The round was actually Marcel Polkowski's doctoral thesis. So he was a mathematician, he became a doctor in mathematics. He gave the R.E. seal. You can't buy that anywhere else in the world as well. There's 25% more brilliance with that cut than any other round cut. Let me show you what the area looked like in 1867. Who knows who De Beers is? Oh, I know that. De Beers is the largest natural diamond mining company in the world. They were actually 2 brothers that were farmers. They knew nothing about mining, everything about farming. That is what the area looked like. So the Kimberley hole, the Kimberley mine, that is
当时著名的采矿的人，采钻石矿的人。
Definitely. And if you wanted to mine, if you could afford £20, they will give you this piece of paper over here. That's called a share certificate. Validity period, 6 months, maybe a year. Remember, different companies bought that land up. So you're out of that. I know that the west coast of America has something 1849 or something.
钻石的阶段，这个就是龙石六的名儿。
Not a well-liked man, but he got things done. But that was like that. As I said, that is not automated. That's how you spend 3,000 revolutions for them to apply the whole and catch down to attack. And you have to have 50 story with regards to that. He paid Richard Burton, they married twice though. I don't know who doesn't know the off of the rough stone when you cut it. That's why your eye fell on that cross. The brilliance.
Cut diamond 的那个工作间。
Particular washing machine. Any gold dust from 700 to 2,000 degrees Celsius. You know, platinum is unforgiving. Platinum is now less expensive than gold. Gold is at an all-time high. Yes. Yeah, but won an Oscar for a movie Monster. That at the time, I can tell you the euro value, it was 1 million.
喝点葡萄酒来葡萄酒，他说南非的这个葡萄酒也是世界上最好的，然后让你买一个钻石。
So you're saying Tanzanite costs forever?
So we do not cut Tanzanite.
这是什么呀？
这个就变成这个样子。然后这个
They release it, and this is how we get it.
叫什么？
So what you need is, I know Costco sells Tanzanite.
哦，碳藏石。
Because you.
他让我们把帽子脱了，他说主要是那个照相机，他要照这些人，你知道吗？帽子就会挡住。这个是钻石矿。
I would take this because it's canon something about.
这也是给我们的小吃呀。
Because I felt you needed it, so I
一
went
会儿在那边坐那个 Uber， 打那个 Uber， 坐 ferry 的地方 waterfront， 去那个 Robben Island 罗宾岛看那曼德拉那个监狱。这它是 waterfront 的，他说它前面那块有墓，然后呢，在前面那条街左转，那块有一个阿尔弗莱德酒店，前面就可以叫那个 Uber。这是维多利亚阿尔弗莱德 hotel， 那还一大象。